we've asked you to submit some of your experiences with these topics. We're going to open up a discussion amongst us about it and read some of yours. Because I think it's really helpful to remember that we are not alone in what we're going through. And man, can it take a weight off when you feel like you're so fucking isolated in your struggle. And you go, wait, you're fucking feeling that too? Oh, fuck, you're dealing with that too? So for this guide, we are going to talk about rejection.
Yeah.
Ooh, the great rejection. So guys,
Tough.
how does rejection play a part in your lives?
Oh dear.
Hey, it's
Well-
a fact of life.
I think that rejection hit me at a really early age with one of my parents.
Damn, Linz.
I just felt, and
Damn.
it's weird. Like, I don't need to talk about it. I can talk about how I feel without it speaking to what place like we're in, that I'm in now with my dad.
Yeah.
But I just remember feeling like, so my parents were divorced when I came into the world, and my dad would come and pick me up for visitation like every other weekend. And I just remember not feeling like he was a parent, but feeling like he was somebody that I had to impress, right? Like this male figure, like, I don't know, like I just wanted his approval. And sort of things went down in our family sphere. I talked about it a little bit on Pretty Little Liars, but just like a pretty serious legal situation went down. And and he was just like not kind about it to me. He kind of like pinned the entire thing on me. And I remember that's the first moment. Like, have you ever had like the world go this way, but you go this way? It's almost like one of those like shots on TV.
Like parallax shots.
Yeah. I've experienced that twice in my life, and this was the first time. And yeah, just being like, oh my God, you don't want me. Like you, I don't know. Like I didn't want to do anything to be imperfect for him to like not want to come over anymore, because my mom was already a liability I had to deal with him. Like she already crossed your boundaries, right? So like now I have to make sure that nothing else happens. Like don't act bad, don't do bad, don't get bad grades, because like I can't give you one more reason not to love me, right?
Yeah.
And so, after that happened, he kind of just like embarrassed me in the car with my half brother and with myself, and I went so far inward at that point that I actually stopped going to see him for visitation every other weekend and kind of just went sort of more when I felt like it.
Yeah. Like it broke something.
Yeah. I just remember, I was crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's like the deepest, earliest, most impactful experience of rejection.
What, the parental?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rejection,
Yeah.
So I think it started out there, and then like obviously the line of work we're all
acting,
in.
it's
you know
a
what I mean?
huge-
Like you can call it what you want, but it's really a big business of rejection. You know, a lot of the time.
Yeah, there's those fun cliches that people say, like, it's not rejection, it's selection, which is like so true.
Right.
And
Yeah. And
and you're putting
I wasn't
yourself out
selected.
there, and you weren't selected, which is another word for
rejection.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm taking on some heat now. So I'm gonna
feeling
turn
it.
It's
this
also hot
back
in here.
to
Yeah.
you guys.
Let's
Yeah,
switch it,
but
yeah.
I was all right with this just a second ago.
I know. We got in there to something real and deep, and Lindsay's starting to sweat. But no, thank you. Thank you for starting it off like that. Sorry, I'm gonna keep it on you for 1 second. Did that early relationship to your dad and rejection play a part in like letting love in? Let's say through a nice sweet boy named Devin. Like did that experience color that?
Yes, it did, because it was the same with you. The feeling that I just always wanted to impress you, right? Like not share things with you. Not so much this, but like always have the watcher watching.
Yeah.
And keep you like 1 degree out of like me.
Yeah,
I was always
in.
up here before I was with you, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was absolutely from that. That's also why when we broke up, like you were the male figure in my life that had gotten close to me, and so that sort of just like, that all came back up.
Yeah,
with
like
that.
repeated that in some ways. Yeah, I kind of like remember feeling that, and especially reflecting that after we were done was just like, I was coming from a different kind of place and imperfection, as you do when you're fucking in love as a teenager. Like, you're gonna have kind of a wrong pattern at that age.
Right.
Mine being a more codependent, good boy, like, if I can just love you and do everything right and nice, everything will be okay, right? Like, if I can just, if I can just appease you, please you, whatever, everything will be okay. I like reflected back on it, like, you were coming from kind of a different place of like, yes, I love you, and like kind of a pushing away because of whatever pain that love triggers.
Yeah.
And so it like,
That was disorganized attachment.
right,
kind of.
because it was both.
Right.
Yeah. And that push pull, and I'm just meeting with like, yeah, but I love you. And let me be good.
Yeah.
And like, it couldn't have worked at that time. And I mean, no, I don't think any love, it's very rare for a teenage love to work like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes into some like deeper shit. And I for sure had fear, deep worthiness, fear of rejection when it came to women, when it came to romantic love as a kid, especially. Like, less so as I've grown, but man, as a kid, it was such a big, weighty deal, man. If they reject me, what am I? I'm nothing. I'm worth nothing. I feel like a lot of us start out in romantic
I was gonna say,
like that.
I didn't want to trivialize it and break it, because I'm like, my relationship with rejection is just that, entering that dating kind of world as a kid.
Yeah.
Like that prepubescent area where you're like, okay, people that are kind of older than me are getting into dating circumstances. But I was so definitely like just so afraid of, but what if? It's like, what's the worst that could happen? It's just going to be words. But that was torment. And, I know so many people go through it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes it gets dangerous for people who cannot handle rejection. Because then, you hear about all these guys doing these terrible things to, women after
they reject them.
After getting the rejection. So it's something that we gotta resolve. Like these men have to learn how to take that on the chin. I mean, but I hate to just throw their feelings away, but it's like, no, you gotta.
No, those guys, fucking throw those guys' feelings away.
I
the guys who
that.
fucking rage at a woman for rejecting them,
absolutely
what is it about
fucking
the culture? Not.
Well, it's the objectifying of this person on the other end.
Well, and the ego of I cannot and will not be rejected or made to feel unworthy.
Because I'm great. I am great.
And so I will destroy you, rather than like, bro,
go to the next one. Or,
and also
hey,
go to
cool
therapy, bro.
Do something.
Real. Yeah. I know, like, emotions are tricky because they're always valid, but they're not always reasonable.
That part,
right?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't have to give validity to somebody whose actions are then going to, you know what I mean? Like, those emotions are important, but in the right channel and in the right settings.
Yeah, and important if they're taking responsibility for it.
Exactly.
Their problem is they're making it, they're not owning their emotion at all. They're going, I must destroy, like, Jesus.
You can feel that. You're not bad for feeling that. In fact, you're valid for feeling that. Feelings are always valid. Yeah. But the reasonabness and the executability.
Take something away from that feeling and then adjust. Yeah. Maybe brush your teeth and then talk to this person. Then try. But
romantic rejection was probably the biggest one scariest one. It's the biggest one that taps into fucking...
Ooh, and it's so formative, like, because you already, like, in your super younger years, you're just learning to fit in. You just don't want to be made fun of. And then it's this new level. It's like, wait, but I already figured out how to fit into society. I have to figure it out again. I have to now figure out how to fit into an interpersonal relationship. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, I just got the hang of this whole social setting thing.
It's tough.
Yeah.